Hey, welcome back to another nighttime video. Excuse me. Dang it, I can't remember now. I had something funny to do at the end after I'd already stopped filming last time. I thought I should start out that way. Oh well, I'll think about another time to do another video. I don't know. So I did go into Walmart to see about getting coin roll thingies, paper rollies. Man, oh man. They were like 3 something, just a little under $4. Of course with tax it was probably closer to $4, I don't know. But so that means it cost me more than a gallon of gas just to get paper that I could wrap the coins with so I could get gas. But you gotta do what you gotta do. I would have rather had that extra gallon of gas because that's an extra 12 to 15 miles of travel with the camper, If I'm moving. If I'm sitting still, I don't know idle time how much. I don't know how long idle time that would be. I'm gonna guess what, maybe I go through idling, I'm going to guess maybe a gallon every 30 minutes or something maybe, so a couple gallons an hour probably. And the other thing I noticed is I needed it for dime rolls. They didn't have dime rolls. They had penny rolls, quarter rolls, or assorted. Well, luckily, I didn't just buy any old assorted. I started looking, and you'd think that the assorteds would be, because assorted has quarter, dime, nickel, penny, and you'd think they'd be kind of evenly distributed, but they're not, because the first one I looked at had like 6 dime roll papers in it. Then another one I looked at had less, I think. Then I found one, and I was looking at them in the different assortments. And I'm like looking through the clearness of the bag, trying to look down the other paper tubes and stuff to see. And as far as I could tell, they're just random. Doesn't say how many are supposed to be in the package on there or nothing. I was hoping it would say there's 10 dime tubes, 10 penny tubes, 10 whatever. But it doesn't. It just says it's an assortment. It doesn't claim how many are in the bag. So it can be anything random. But yeah, so I noticed there was a difference. And I'm glad I looked at them all because the one only had like 6 dime rolls. So that would be, they're $5 for the dime rolls, so that'd be 5, 10. So that'd be $30 for dime rolls. And then I've got, one that had a lot more dime rolls in it. It had at least 8 or 10 of dime rolls in it. And then I don't know how many penny rolls it had in there. But I don't need quarter rolls. And I don't need nickel rolls really, but they took my nickels. But I'm glad I looked at them all, because otherwise I would have had less dime rolls, and I wouldn't have been happy spending a gallon's worth of gas money and not having enough to wrap my dimes, because I'm pretty sure I got more than $30 in dimes. And so I was telling myself it's kind of silly that I have to spend money to spend money. Oh man. I just had a really cool idea for when I'm in a position to help a lot more people. Some ideas, because I'm okay with it, because I'm pretty easygoing, so them not wanting to take dimes. I get it. You know, it's a lot of counting coins and stuff, but and I'm saying they got to be wrapped in paper. Well, the thing is, money's money. It should be able to be spent. But I ain't gonna argue with them. You know, I get it. They don't want to have to count all the coins. But what's sad is that there's people out there that are in worse shape than me that might be wanting to spend that money getting something else, food or something, and then they would have to, and if they don't drive, if it's a homeless person that's on foot, that means they'd have to walk over to Walmart and spend the money on that stuff, and what are they going to do with the rest of the paper rolls, you know, if they're on foot, and that's money that could get them another sandwich or something, you know. That's so I'm not real happy about it, but for me, I was just like, all right, no big deal. But and the best way, rather than complaining about that, is to create incentive, maybe, for accepting payment in coins or whatever. So I've got some ideas on how to promote that idea. Oh, I've got some good ideas, yeah. I gotta do something here. I don't know. The reason I turned that around is I got two cars that were sitting there, and the guy in the black Jeep who just got into the silver Jeep, they've both been sitting there for a while, and now the white car pulled in between them. So I don't know if if they're just hanging out or if they got a drug deal going down or what. But I figured I'd spin the camera around and we'll film for a little bit and see what happens over there, huh? See if we see anything exciting go on. Hopefully there ain't no shooting starting or nothing. The Forest Lake Police Department pulled a guy over Sunday, and today is Wednesday. I think it was Sunday, yeah. And they pulled over a guy right before he got on the freeway because of a complaint of him pointing a gun at people. And apparently he was also pointing a gun at people on Saturday because whoever his description was for, it was the same report, same description, and they got the guy on Sunday. You know, so apparently when I posted on Facebook, one of my friends wrote, so he just points, he doesn't shoot. So, but I've seen on this lot here, I've seen people come in, you know, do the kid exchange, you know, moms and dads meeting up for their kids to go to dads for the weekends or moms for the weekends or whatever. I've seen that happen a lot, but, and not that it's any of my business what they're doing, but just kind of caught my eye that we've got two SUVs that have been sitting there for quite a while, and then the third one pulled in between them. And the guy from the black Jeep is in the passenger seat of the silver Jeep, and then the white car pulled in, so I don't know. The only reason I think of that stuff too also is because when I was younger and in my 20s, I used to not make the very greatest decisions, and I partied and tried different drugs, and I used to sell pot and stuff, you know, joints or whatever, you know. Just didn't always make the best decisions. I don't do that stuff no more, but when I was young and stupid, I did a lot of stupid stuff and didn't make the best decisions. But I don't hide it from nobody. not ashamed of it because it's part of who I am today. It's part of my learning experience. And, you know, some people would be like afraid to talk about, oh, that they tried this drug or that drug or whatever, you know. I get it, yeah, kind of, but I don't afraid to tell anybody anything I've done. Even jobs I've worked, I'll talk about what I've done in my past and my mistakes I've made. I don't, you know, because I'm who I am, and I ain't afraid to hide none of it, because that ain't who I am today, you know. My mistakes I made when I was a kid doesn't make that who I am today, you know. And we all learn and grow and make mistakes. I don't know if there's any people out there that were ever perfect right from the get-go and never made a bad decision or did something wrong or something. You know, like Jesus said, you know, he was without sin cast the first stone. You know, well, nobody could really cast stones because everybody was guilty, and I fall right in that category. You know, I've been guilty too. I'm not no perfect angel, but I like to joke around and tell people that I'm about one of the closest you'll ever find. And I'm playing, but I am a good person. And for any of y'all that have been watching my videos now for a while, thank you. I appreciate you being here. And just watching my videos helps a lot because that adds to watch time for me and helps my channel grow. And every time you click a thumbs up button for the liking it or something on YouTube, it helps recommend my video to more people. So I appreciate that too. And if you don't like it, you know, you don't have to click the thumbs up. And if you really don't like it, you can always click the thumbs down. I don't know how that affects the channel. It's still interaction, you know, so I don't know if that helps it or not. And then comments, of course, help if you're commenting. Anytime you write a comment, even if you just put in an emoji or something, that's still considered a comment, you know. So all that stuff helps the channel because it shows the interaction, you know. So too bad they didn't have like an emoji where they got the delicious emoji where the tongue's up, but that's because he's like liking the flavor or something. But the too bad they didn't have one where he's like sticking his tongue out going na 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 na. Then people could just stick their tongue out at me or something. Of course, there are quite a few emojis to choose from. But yeah, this has definitely been a different challenge. All this stuff. It's been weird. But I, as much as it's really been a challenge, I know there's a reason. And I sound like a repeating record, I know that. And I can feel good things are coming, man. The change is coming. I just don't know when. I have been getting kind of, well, not super snarky, but I've been getting a little bit debatey with the Lord, debating with Him, or getting a little lippy with Him, just mildly. And I joke too and laugh when I get lippy with Him. You know, I let Him know that He could hurry up with the financial stuff because that's one of my biggest things right now. The financial would help so much just to get straightened out financially and be able to get caught up on bills and debts. And there's a lot I've been praying for. I pray for lots of stuff, big stuff too, because I know God can do anything. And not to sound selfish or like a fathead or conceited that, but I have been a really good man throughout my life, and I definitely deserve lots of financial abundance because I don't need a castle, and the more financial abundance I have, the more that helps me help more people. That's how I look at it. I would like to get a house for a home base here. There's that little house I keep dreaming about. And I would get some toys, you know, if I had enough money, like if I won a big lottery or something. I would get a plow truck because I'm getting too old and it hurts my back to shovel and stuff. So I'd get a plow truck so I didn't have to shovel or snow blow. Or maybe no, not even a John Deere with the snow blower attachment, because you're still out in the cold, and then the plow truck's so much nicer when you get older. So, and not only that, I could use that for income, So yeah, I'd get a plow truck so I could do my driveway, plus I could use it during the winter to contract myself out to other subcontractors out there. Because if you got your own plow truck, you can make, during the winter season in Minnesota, you can make at least $100 an hour plowing for somebody that's already got contracts working for another company. Because when I was younger, you could easily make $50 to $75 an hour if you had your own plow truck. So I know now you can make at least 100 or more. And I think it's even more than that. I don't know what the going rate is now, but even at $100 an hour, if you're plowing for 10, 12 hours a night, that's $1,000 to $1,200 a night you're making, It's pretty good money. And I mean, you got wear and tear in your vehicle, so the better you know how to plow, the less you're going to beat on your vehicle. And I actually enjoy plowing. I could listen to tunes and nice warm in the heat and just pushing snow around. Now, what I would really like to do, it's a camper van called a Chinook. What is it now? It's a Chinook Concourse. And the Chinook Concourse is the shorter version one they make, and it's like the length of this. It's like 22 feet or less. It's 21 and a half feet or something like that. 22 feet bumper to bumper, or 21 and a half feet or something. So it's still, because at 22 feet or less, you can park at any legal parking spot. So you don't have to look for a big spot to park in. And then the other thing that's nice is that I'd get one of those, and then I would like to have it converted into 4x4, unless I found one that was 4-wheel drive already. And then there goes one of the SUVs. That car took off like a bat out of heck over there. There goes the black Jeep, and then the white SUV will probably come out from Walmart in a little bit and then drive off. That's what I'm guessing. So anyway, this is different. Me talking to the camera and it's over there. I hope the audio is getting picked up pretty good. It's actually getting kind of warm in here. I can actually shut this off for a minute. Where are we at for minutes on this? I've been blabbing up a storm forever. Yes, I have. We'll let it run a little longer. We're going to go a little longer on this one in case that, just since I started filming those cars over there, we'll see if that other guy comes back. So, let's see, what was I talking about? I was talking about plow trucks at one point there. If you plow, it was the Chinooks. The Chinook Concourse is a nice little camper van deal on a Ford E350 frame, or 450. I think there's 350 frames in all of them. But they're real high quality built, nice and sturdy. And I've seen some of them converted to 4x4 already. If not, I'd like to convert one to one, or buy one that's like that. And it's a nice camper van. Got the amenities in there. You got like a 2 or 3 burner stove in there, and you got a fridge. Nice. If you get the little bit newer models, used models, they got the fridge like I got, where it's got a separate freezer up above that has a freezer room. I wouldn't want with the icebox one. The icebox is, I want an actual freezer. It's nice to have, even if you're not using it. When you do use it, it's nice to have it. But if that converted into 4x4, then I would put a plow attachment on that with the quick release pins or whatever, so I could still use it as a camper and a daily driver. And in the winter, I could put the plow on it, and I could actually plow with it, and I could plow my own driveway with it, and I could use it to make money. And what's nice about that, if you're plowing across town during a snowstorm or that, you could still go out and plow and make money. And because you got a house with you, all the other guys, at the end of the night, they gotta go home to get in their bed to sleep or that. Well, you got home with you. You could just take a break anywhere you're at if you're tired, and turn turn on the TV, make a sandwich, whatever, take a nap, and get up and get back at it, you know. So you could stay out there without burning the extra fuel, having to go back home and stuff or whatever. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. You know, but that'd be expensive to put a rig like that together. You know, it ain't gonna be cheap, but it would last a long time and have multiple purposes. It'd be very functional, so it would be a wise investment. You know, because you can use it. I can use it for traveling, camping, plowing my driveway, and making money with it. You know, so it wouldn't be exactly gas efficient. I'm gonna guess that the Chinook concourses probably get maybe 15 miles to the gallon, maybe. I don't know. Of course, when you slap the plow on it, that's going to slow that down. That's going to bring her down to about 10 miles a gallon, probably. You know, but yeah, it would be nice to have one of those 4x4 with the plow attachment. I would like that a lot. And if I really had my Rathers or whatever, I've never ran a V plow, but I've just ran straight. Straight plow. You know, they're like, I don't know if they're 8 foot wide or whatever. You know, I've ran straight plows like that with the hydraulics, the way you can tilt it. You're gonna raise it up, down, and tilt it left and right to plow the snow off to the right or the left side. Ran those, no problem. But the V plows, you know, you can make them pointy in the middle to cut through heavy stuff and push it off on both sides. Or when you're cleaning up, you can bring the outsides forward so it's an actual V and scooping it into the middle for cleanup and stuff, you know, so you don't have to keep getting all that side spill as much. So it'd be nice to get one of those, but them are pretty spendy, I guess, I think. But yeah, that's probably what I'd want as a V plow on it, because that would even help with aerodynamics. I think for gas, when you're in between plow jobs, you could tilt it back into that V so it would cut through the air better, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. And I hope I get to find out. I hope the good Lord somehow blesses me with somehow to get that little house. Would be wonderful. God, that'd be like such a dream come true. With enough finances to get that little house and still be able to help people, and get a plow truck for sure of some sort. Because that'd be a lot for me in the winter to try to be shoveling or snow blowing or something. If anything, I'd want a snow blower for sure if I couldn't have a plow truck. Shoveling that'd be way too much. And snow blowing it would probably take a couple hours or so. That place, doing the driveway and you'd want to cut a path to the house because the house is separate from where the garage is. You know, so there'd be some time in that. Whereas if you have a plow truck, you could really cut a lot of time out of it, and a lot of physical labor and freezing and frostbiting fingers and toes and stuff. Oh, I should stop this thing. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it's getting long. And I guess the other guy ain't coming out yet. He must be really shopping up a storm in there. So, hey, there we go. Ta-da! Back to me. So, different kind of video here, huh? Just hearing me talking and looking at other stuff. So, once again, as always, thank you so much for being here and watching, or listening to it, because in my nighttime videos, sometimes it's dark and you can't see me, so maybe you could use them to soothe you to sleep at night. But hey, thanks for being here, watching, listening, whatever it is, and talk to God, and tell him Darren says hi. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one.